Happy Thursday. Oh boy, it has been a long time since we have seen each other like this. I think it was days before Christmas. And I've been thinking a lot about getting back into a rhythm and even creating a rhythm of when I just share. But for right now, I don't know why I picked up this pencil. Right now, I do these lives when I have this message that has to be shared, and my heart is beating, so it has to be shared. Hi, Courtney. Judy, I love you. Hi, Erica. Hi. So I'm getting back in the rhythm. So over break, we dealt with, the flu. We thought it was COVID, but the flu. And I did a lot of writing. It was wonderful. And I just enjoyed the piece. And I just gave myself that time to break and to relax. Hi, Brenda. Hopefully New York and your classes are treating you well. Melody. Hi, Beverly. So I got to do a lot of writing, and then, all of us got back into the swing of things, and, after the new year, and then I, started my courses, and I thought, ooh, I know I'm going to have some awesome nuggets, some really fun coaching nuggets, some powerful insights that I can't wait to share, because that's usually also when I come on, is if I just experience an amazing insight from a one-on-one coaching or the classes or courses, and I've had I can't keep taking notes enough of how beautifully they've all gone. And I'm not giving myself credit, I'm just saying they're going so beautifully well. And then there's been some fun, powerful life experiences, and I've been taking note of that and starting to blog again, and then put that on my website to then share video. And I'm like, do you want me to do this now, God? Now do you want me to share this message? And so I just got off of this week, all the courses, the Patiently Enduring and the Abundance Academy. And I just, today on my Thursdays is usually when I do my one-on-one coaching. And I just got off of a coaching call and those experiences, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what I just experienced. Even my client said, and I'm not saying this, no, let me just choose how I want to say this, because what she said, I don't want to say it verbatim right now, but it's a good thing. But she said, hi, Christine. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Mary Beth. So she's like, how, Tara, did you take one word that I said and just, okay, here's the thing. She felt the magic. She kept saying that was magical. Do you remember a video I've done before where a client was saying that was we try to put human words to an experience that we just felt, and it feels magical. And again, I'm not tooting my own horn, and I'm also not going to be in false humility and not share either. Hi, Lori. Hi, Christine. Oh, you're home with COVID? I'm sorry. Oh, it's it's getting all of us one way or another. Yeah, we had all the flu bug. But anyway, so, and she was just dumbfounded, what she just experienced. She started the session with me just hopeless and scared, literally even to leave her home. And this is just the powerful one-on-one I've had, but again, the courses and the little nuggets, and I wanted to share them, and which do I share? But anyway, this is I just hung up the phone. And so this is what's on my mind. So she just experienced true love. I'm not going to get weepy, y'all. I'm not going to cry. I refuse, mostly because I don't have a tissue anywhere around. But when people speak like this, they just encountered true love. They didn't encounter a powerful human coaching session. They didn't it wasn't a circumstance or a situation or a person saying something perfectly. Even me, again, she said this certain word, and all of a sudden I'm like, talk to yourself about why you use that word. Why do you think that word is important? And like in my spirit, I could tell we needed to focus on this word choice. And I can do that, you know, with people and even myself. And so we coached around it. And even though that is a great ability or a capability of mine to be able to focus on that with her, what ultimately she experienced was true love. Like a love that this type of love will penetrate not just our faulty belief system, not just our fear, our negative emotions. And even if like life is going well and there's lots of successes, it's like we still have this belief system that we're carrying around with us that we don't realize is still holding us back. And so she was able to be positively impacted by true love. And I'm going to get onto what I mean by that in a minute. But it isn't how I did it. It's this belief system, this what she was able to experience was exactly what she needed to hear. I'm stopping and thinking for a minute because I am dumbfounded. I get stopped in my tracks thinking about love, like love that will penetrate through all the junk in our head, all the lies that we believe, all the negative thoughts that we hold on to, all life's obstacles and circumstances, from the most horrific to as simple as like a paper cut. Love is perfect. This type of love that I'm talking about is so perfect and gets up on in there and just gets to beyond just our thought level and gets to a belief level that then amazing change and transformation occurs. Even if we don't know we need this kind of change and transformation, like things are going really well, I don't need to make any kind of changes, but there's always something that we collect over time that if we're not self-aware and intentional, we're collecting lies, we're collecting faulty belief systems, and our identity is becoming attached to our successes. Our identity is becoming attached to the labels that this world gives us. Even if they're good labels, they can also be weighty, heavy labels that we're identifying with and we're not supposed to. So let me just pause there to say, I had this completely other message prepared because I've been so excited to connect again and just share an insight that I feel like I don't want to keep to myself. But I'm almost speechless right now because I just, with this client, was impacted by this deepest, truest sense of love that I can't even give specific advice or guidance the way that this perfect love can give. So I'm going to pause there for 1 second. Hi, Sarah. I know, my earrings. Actually, they're a little distracting to me. They're a little distracting. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Julie. So let me stop for 1 second. Hang in there with me. I promise it will be, I pray and I believe it's worth your while to hang out here a little longer with me. Hi, Elizabeth. This morning I had a conversation with some people. I wanted to be in alignment. I wanted to be with some people that I knew would help me stay focused on what is coming for me in the future. No matter what is going on in my life right now, I have a hope of the future always. I have a hope of what is yet to come. And so I just wanted to be around some people that would speak into that hope, right? So then when I was hearing myself talk with these people, I mean, they were kind of asking me what I'm up to and oh yeah, I see you have Abundantly Me and your business is up and running again and you're running your academies and courses and all that. And I just felt my heart's desire start speaking and kind of overriding my thoughts. trying to communicate what I'm doing now and what I desire to do in the future more and more and more. And all I said is, all I want every time I do these recordings, every time I do one-on-one sessions or whatever I do, all I want is people to fall in love with the Jesus that I've come to know. I'm not going to cry, because it's that type of, it's that kind of love affair that I have that's not attached to anything in this world. Do you know how freeing that is? Do you know how freeing it is to be so in love with a power source that will never disappoint? To know a God that I have no problem surrendering my entire life, like, you got it all. And then to watch him help me, to watch this divine being walk with me through the peaks and the valleys, below sea level and the deep, deep depths, as well as some amazing mountaintop moments. And all I desire is to introduce people to this form of love that transforms, that renews, that flips the script. My desire is to introduce people to a faith that is enduring and that is real and that is tangible, and that even though with our human eye we don't see what we wish we could see, but it is so alive and so active. And that every time, I don't care if one person shows up in a class, I don't care if it's a class of 12, I don't care if it's a one-on-one session or a conversation I'm having with somebody in a coffee shop. If I choose to see through the lens of love and show up in all abundant love, it's like I become irrelevant, and just Jesus just flows through and says to the person exactly what needs to be said. And that is perfect love. And that takes the burden off of us. That takes the burden off of me to have to fix or say the right thing or control my environment or to try to work harder or believe more or do this better or be more consistent or stay on your New Year's resolution and change this and be stronger in this area. I mean, that was the power in the conversation I just had with this client. Is so much. We want to talk about behaviors. We want to talk about changing our behaviors. You know, I won't go into like New Year's resolutions because y'all can fill in the blank. You know what that can do, but that can suck us into more willpower, more of our own personal strength, more of like, what do I need to do better, stronger, more different? And I am like, when you work with me, I'm going to hear those things and those are real. But when people are with me, if it's in a professional or a just hangout setting, I want them to feel and experience perfect love. Most of us are so busy and so distracted, including myself at times, and so overwhelmed by today's circumstances that I wonder how many of us, when is the last time we've really experienced the perfection of the love of Jesus Christ? Like, I'm talking freeing feeling, that it's energizing and peaceful, and this joy that supersedes all circumstantial, all successes, all understanding based on our human eye. Like this love that does not disappoint. And so as I'm hearing myself talk, and I'm going to bring this to a close, I want to talk to you about, so I'm going to do this video, I'll just give you this insight for a minute, on retaliation. I've had some experiences and I was going to talk to you, and I have a blog post about, retaliating. and the power of not retaliating. I wanted to talk to you about that so much because I found such an awesome little insight in this noticing, and I was actually talking to my son about it. And I just feel like I can tell you about that and that would be insightful. But I feel like what's happening right now, because maybe I just got off the phone with someone who was just bombarded by the truest form of love, I feel like I'd rather tell you that message, and that every time I talk to you about anything else, it's always going to be rooted in love. I don't have that to give you by myself. That has to come from a divine source that knows you, understands you, isn't trying to fix you, isn't trying to solve problems, isn't trying to help you work harder, isn't trying to help you do different and better. It's this type of love that will speak to your very belief system that's holding you back, that will change your heart's posture, and immediately you will feel, fill in the blank, but you'll feel better. I'm kind of confused, and I keep looking up like, what else do you want me to say, God? Because I didn't plan on talking with you. I knew I wanted to connect with you today. But it's almost as if I feel the most amazing amount of love that I've experienced today, the conversations that I've had today where love was the common denominator. I just want people to feel a radical sense of love that will transform their mind, their entire soul, their mind, their will, their emotions. And only the love of a divine source can do that. No gym membership, no perfect person in my life, no perfect love affair with a human being, no perfect children who succeed and have great lives and have grandchildren and get to bless us and we can see our legacy in action. No my perfect morning routine, no New Year's resolution, taking it all the way to the end, back to the next January 1st. Nothing compares to the kind of love that I am talking about. And that I just feel like, I guess what I feel God is saying is, it's not that me talking about don't retaliate or retaliation. It's not that that's a bad thing. But it's almost like, hey, this is the first message you've said in the new year. Let's make it real clear that what I am referring to, what I want to introduce people to, what I want people to know is this perfect love that casts out all fear. I know when I'm fluid and flowing in this, and my belief system has been transformed by it, so I'm showing up in the world as this love. And I know when I'm not. That's why it's a daily check-in. It's a daily, just like we charge our cell phones, we should be charged. Our spirit, our being, we don't want to neglect that. We want to be charged by a source that's greater than all the other circumstances that we might be holding on to. I'm noticing I even have a little bit of a flushed neck because these types of conversations, not conversations, because it's not like you and I, Julie, are having a good conversation, although I think we're due for one, right? Hi, Mary Beth. It's not like you and I we're talking back and forth, but when I come onto these and share an insight with you, I want it to incite something in you. I want it to move, and that one thing will be love. And I feel that that's the thing that we tend to not shine, and we tend to give more logic, and we tend to give more advice, and we tend to want to fix, and we tend to want to be afraid until everything is fixed. Then I will be love until the right person is in government, leading this nation, until the COVID, whole pandemic is over, until we get everyone vaccinated, until we can be more free outside our home and inside our home, until I'm out of this circumstance. And I am trying to say to you, no matter what those circumstances, there is a love that is real, that is alive, that is active, that is for us. And I don't want to open my mouth and be with somebody without them knowing where I get this source from, and that that what I have to share with you is the most amazing remedy for whatever you got going on. And I don't want to get trapped up in talking about behaviors. So often we're focused on behavior modification and behaviors. And then my coaching, my classes, my courses, it's so little about behavior, and it's everything about our belief system and who we are. Where do we get our identity? I want love to define me. I don't want my circumstances to define me. I want love to fuel me. I don't want fear to motivate me. I want love. I want what God's plan over my life is. I don't want the successes and checking the boxes of what others say looks like success. I don't want to hang my hat on any of those. And it takes courage, y'all. It takes courage, because this kind of love that I'm talking about is an experience. It isn't a person. It is a person. It was Jesus, but he left a Holy Spirit, a divine nature, this love that is so contagious, that is so refreshing, and it is the exact it's the exact booster shot we're looking for, the antidote for exactly what it is that we feel that we're missing. No matter what our bank account says, no matter what our family heritage looks like, no matter what our circumstances, our successes, no matter what, we're all desiring, speak it out or not, this perfect love. And I don't want to introduce religion. I don't want to introduce this mindset of checking the boxes and, hey, you look the part, you look like this great Christian, you look like you're not sinning and you're not making any mistakes, because that's what Christianity is all about. That's what following Jesus is all about. And I'm not into churchianity. I'm not into religion. I'm not into what others think. I'm into, what does God think? He designed me. He made me. And all I want coming from my mouth is perfect love. All I want coming from me is this, what I received. And so I follow this divine power, this Holy Spirit. I didn't even know I was going to talk about this, but this is my New Year resolution. This is what I am surrendering to. And this is what I'm offering people. And it is a free, it's accessible to everybody. So I'm just pausing for a minute to see if I need to get back on track anywhere. But so I guess the last piece is this New Year's resolution. So mine isn't really, I don't really do anything in particular. I don't do a word, or I don't really do a technically a New Year's resolution, but I do allow like a renewal, and hey, this is 2022. I did look up too and what that means, and it's unity. And I thought, well, hello, that's what it's always about. Doesn't matter what the calendar says. It's always about unity. What brings us most together is love, not fear, not darkness, not terror, not retaliation and my own vindication. That doesn't bring people together. That's not unity. It's love. It's the perfect kind of love. The love that you need, Kristen. The love that Julie needs. The love that Julie poured out to me, Janet. The kind of love that's special, that only you and your God, your maker, exactly know, that type of love that you need for a time such as this. And so when I just connected back to love, and I'm like, all right, love, you know me most. So what is it what element, what do I need right at this moment? What can you be for me right now? And it was, Tara, you're full, man. Like, stop denying. You are full. You are fully in love with Jesus and all things heaven. Like that was my last message, is I didn't even know that at this time at 46 years old I would be a Jesus freak. Like I say that tongue in cheek. I can come off that way probably, and that's great. I'm okay with that. And it is because he transformed my life, because the perfect love that he had to offer me I've never been more peaceful and joyful and free and whole otherwise. And so I just came into this new year, looked at the number being in the twos and unity, and that just confirmed other things I was thinking. And here's my point. And I did post this, and I said, okay, so what would it be like if God was saying to me, he's talking to me, he's like, jump. I'm like, how high? And it was just this conversation I was having. My brain does that. It just goes in these different directions. And then I kind of stop and I think more about it. And I was thinking about this, this jump how high conversation. And I thought, that is where I'm at. I have experienced this perfect form of love so much, and I'm so full, and not pride and not false humility anymore. I'm not hiding. I'm like, oh, I don't want to shine my light. No, done with that. No more false humility, no more pride, just pure humble heart. Just pure humility to the very best of my faulty, nature will allow me. Just pure humility. So I've experienced this love. I've gone through so much and have been rescued by him so many times in the most amazing way. So that's just hopefully what naturally flows through me. And so I'm at a point where it's not about my relationship. It's not about how I hang out with him, how I listen to him, how often I do this, or if I do this, or if I don't, like way past that. It's not about obedience, because man, if any of you know me, I am obedient. I love him so much. I trust him with my life so much. If he says go, I say where. Like, tell me what to do. So if he says jump, I say how high. I don't say, and I did a Facebook post, I don't say like, I don't know, should I? Well, no, because the point is I've experienced his perfection, his perfect love that has been so perfect for my nature that now I am like, how high? How high do you want me to jump? Because I trust you that if you're telling me to jump, what is there, like something beneath me that a predator that I need to be jumping from? Is there something exciting that we're just like, it's kind of a dance and it's a good thing? Is it because you want me at new levels or new experiences? So, it's like, is it a fun thing? Is it a protection thing? You know what? I don't even have to ask you anymore. I just do it. And then I don't just do it. I say, how high are we going? That's where I'm at. That's my New Year's resolution. Why? Because I have had the most amazing experiences with him, where I used to do it many, many other ways, where now I'm just like, let's go. Let's go. Where are you going? And guess what? I know you've gone before me, because perfect love clears the path. Perfect love cleans up and gets stuff out of the way that will be harming. Yep. So if there's still an obstacle, it's never for harm. It's only for good. So perfect love already has gone before me to ensure my success, because perfect love is on a team, is part of a team, is the DNA structure of an undefeated team. So I don't ask questions anymore. I just say, how high? Where are we going? Like, this is awesome. And then maybe I'm asking questions after I jump or while I'm jumping. It's just like, yeah, like, where are you taking me? Where are we going? And that's what I want for others, not to look like me, not to have my same story, but to be fully you, Betsy, to be fully you, Carolyn, to be alive and vibrant, just the way he made you, Julie, different than how he made me. This is my story. This is where I'm at in my journey. This isn't comparison. This isn't, does your New Year's, mental shift look like mine? No, this is not the point. I hope what you're experiencing from this video, and that's what it should always be, an experience, that you know what just oozes from my being after spending time with my God, with Jesus, with the Holy Spirit within me, that you have this experience that you can't avoid, like you can't miss it. It's perfect love. I want to introduce people, even people who've said, I've been a Christian all my life, even people who have experienced amazing things with the Lord, even people who say they're new believers, even people who are pre-believers and are just checking things out. I'm not going to be focusing on behaviors of what it looks like to follow Jesus. It's an experience. It's a magnetic, can't avoid it. Who is she spending time with? Where is she getting this power from? And y'all know I cry and I'm having my bathroom floor moments where I can't get up off that floor, and my heart mourns for certain things, and we're on mission for very serious, some serious battles that we're fighting with God. It doesn't mean that I'm absent from these things. It means that he's walking with me through these things. And in that, this spiritual increase, I'm going to love y'all more. So after or while, doesn't matter, because it's going to just be good, used for good. And you are going to be loved. My God, through me, is going to love you amazingly well because of those obstacles and those things that try to stop me. So here I am, trying to think like a businesswoman. What good video should I post now? Because I want to make sure I'm keeping up on these, and I want to make sure I've got some blogs going on my new website, and I want to make sure I'm keeping up with them and telling them. No, God's like, Tara, is that really what you're all about? I'm like, no, but it's kind of like social media. And he's like, what is your message, daughter? What is your message? And my message is, I love you. I love this community. Stephanie and Julie and Janet and Gunn, I love because I've been loved. That's it. I pour out what I've received. And I'm kind of teary because I just got off the phone with a client, with a beautiful woman who's searching and who's trying not to be just called I'm not with her because she's a Christian. It just so happens to be, but she was dealing with some stuff. But I'm tearing up because she experienced love. Jesus, God, and was reminded that power and that love is inside of her. And the fact that I got to be privy to that awakening and that it woke up, because you remember that, not remember, sorry, different conversation. That love is in you now. That perfection, that identity is in you now. It isn't something that you go and get after you've made this and you've stuck to your New Year's resolution and you made this amazing change. And so now you're somebody. You are that somebody. You already are. But it's about being with a community of people that speak life and love, to let it emerge, to let it come out. And so to be in a coaching session where I dare not waste her time and money. I don't waste her spirit, her body, her mind, her whole being by focusing on behavior modification. If you do this better, if you think this way, no. It's getting down to a core belief system about lies that she's believing. And if you're believing lies here, you're believing lies with the heavenly realm, which is not, by the way, only up. It's all over. We're loved in surround sound and internally. And so here I am wanting to have this crafted, like, here's a predictable way to connect and da, 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 da. And God's like, what is your message? What are you trying to tell them? And it's love. So I hope I conveyed that. What am I even about to say? I hope what? Here it is. God told me to come on live. I don't hope, like, what happens, happens. I showed up. He told me to do it. I showed up. And so I don't hope, I know. And if it's 1 or if it's 32 or 100, I don't even care the number. He knows he did the work he planned on doing through me because I said yes and how high. It's done. Yes. So this is typically, if I'm on a group session or a coaching session, this is where I'd typically say, okay, so now I'm going to pause. And now I'd love to hear from you. What is your spirit saying to you right now? What is going on inside of you? What, by being in this space right now and just being inundated with love, what is love saying to you right now? I'm going to do it. This is a coaching session. Go ahead, text right in the box here. Don't be afraid. Say yes and how high. Join me. What now, after sitting and listening to this message, what is love saying to you right now? And I'm going, wait, I was a past teacher. I'm really good at waiting. What is love? What did you need to hear? You didn't even know you needed to hear it and you heard it. Love. And it said what? Just type it. Be brave. Type it in. I'm waiting for one person. This is what I would do with coaching, if it's a group or if it's one-on-one. What love is saying, I am with you. Your heart needed to hear that. Maybe you didn't even know it. I am with you. I am worthy. You are not alone. It is time. Capital T, time. It is time. It is time to let your truth be set free and get on up in there and get it done. I am worthy. I am here. This is what perfect love says. It's not what Tara said. This message isn't, let me take notes on what Tara said. This message is, what is God saying to me right now? Even if I don't have a close relationship, even if I'm a pre-Christian and I don't even consider myself a Christian, what is love saying to you right now? Love is saying, be strong and be joyful. Love is saying, don't believe the lies. The lies for survival, because I was going to say for whatever reason. I do know the reason. We can remember and hold on to lies way more than we can the truth. Isn't that amazing? Why? Because the lies and the lie about the lies is that if we hold on to the lies, it'll save us. It'll protect us. It'll keep us from harm. You see that? So the opposite of love can be fear. Fear wants you to hold on to lies. It wants you to feel that you have to self-protect. Love says you don't have to self-protect. Love says, let me protect you. Love is saying, heal me. Love is saying, what else? Love is saying, let's see. Love is saying you are not alone. Love is saying that you are not carrying this burden that you think you're carrying alone. You are not. That's actually what was in the session. Love is saying, let me take your burden. Let me make your burdens light. What else is love saying? Look at this. We're just doing a little hanging out, a little coaching. Come on. Come on. I love it. This is where I come alive. When I'm interacting, not just when I'm talking one way. It's when we go back and forth. And then in this back and forth, in this community, is when we can hear his voice even more. Your pain does not define you. That's what love is saying. Love is saying your pain is going to be the very thing. If you let me walk through it with you, it will set you free. This process with you and me, daughter. Yes. Taking your burden. Just a couple more. I don't feel like I want to close off yet. I don't want to shut this down. I feel like there's more. Be brave, and this is part of truth telling and confession. It's typing it, even if you're sharing it, out loud in the atmosphere of your own home, it still works. It's between you and your maker. But right now, love is saying it's time to grieve 20 years later. Amen. Oh, it's time to grieve. Grieving is a process. Love is saying, can I walk through this with you? You're not alone. Can I walk through this grief with you? Grief is a process. It's not a stopping point. Let's talk about this. Let's go through this together. Love wants to grieve with you and take you through it. And on the other side is always, always something perfect, something good. I don't know why your comment was filtered. Type it again. Come on, type it again, Diane. I don't know. Love is, good one. Love is keeping my mouth shut. Love is saying, say less, listen more. Say less. Love is saying, I am your hope. Love is saying, time to grieve this real pain. Love is saying that I am greater than your pain. Yeah. I still feel like I'm just holding this space. This is what coaching is all about. It's about holding space for love to do its work. And I don't feel like shutting this off yet. What else is love saying? What is it that you need to hear? That only the perfect form of love, not a person, not a circumstance, not an award, not an earthly given identity, will speak it the way that perfect love is going to say it right now. And don't be afraid, just experience it. And don't block it. If it's a picture, if it's a movie type image, if it's an item, if it's like a memory, a smell, like allow the five senses to engage and which, if it's a smell that's associated to a memory, this is love working. What else? Love is setting boundaries. Woo! Love is saying boundaries are appropriate. I have a lot on that one. But love is talking, not Tara. What else? Love is saying to let go. Love is saying not just let go into thin air. Love is a being. It's not just something we're contriving. Don't let the world tell you that love isn't real, that God isn't real, or that he is real, but he's it's like all these different perspectives of what it is. And I'm not going to get into that right now. So love is not just telling you to let it go. Love is saying, give it to me. I promise I got it. Trust it in my hands. Give me whatever it is that you've been holding on to. Love is saying, I promise I can care for it better. I promise I can walk through this with you. I promise you're not alone. Love is saying you are safe. Love is opening up and allowing others to love you. Love is saying vulnerability is where I most thrive. When you can be vulnerable, love is much more tangible and accessible. The opposite is self-preservation and self-protection. So when we're in self-preservation and self-protection mode, we can't receive this perfect love that I'm referring to. Love is saying that you are seen, you are remembered, and you are known. Do you understand when love speaks, you are known, you are seen? That's because there's a belief about yourself that you're unseen. You are unseen and you're not unseen. You are known, you are made, you have an identity, you are given a name that isn't just from your two parents. That's like a small slice of your being. What else? I don't feel like ending this yet. I did not know I was going here, but we're doing it. Love is saying, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Do you know that forgiveness is that it's a love language? Forgiveness is a love language. It's a primary language of heaven. And so to forgive and kind of that letting go, allowing yourself through the process. I feel like this presence of love. I feel like I want to speak into forgiveness for a minute and just mention this little component, forgiveness. And I know y'all know much of this, but this little angle that I learned the other, months ago, is forgiveness is realizing that the hurt that person caused you, that person will never be able to pay that debt. So you're forgiving that debt because you're recognizing the person who harmed you, because you in your heart, what your heart needs, that person won't be, even if the person says, I'm sorry, even if the person actually repents and has completely different behavior, that person still can't repair the hurt. But I'm going to forgive that person's debt, and I'm going to get this hurt repaired from a divine source, from love, perfect love, that can't come from a human, that can heal. But if we don't let it go and recognize, like, I got to let that person go of the hurt that person caused, so that it leaves room for perfect love. Now that is a level of forgiveness I think is worth highlighting. It's not waiting for an apology. It's not waiting for that person to do, to act, to be, to not be. It's leaving space for perfect love to do the right type of healing that your heart really needs. All right. Any last kind of conversations? Maybe I need to do this more often. Let's just do some live coaching. This is fun. This isn't all of it. This is just a little part of it. But what else? Love is saying, I'm known, I'm seen, I'm loved like I never had ever had. Exactly. It's unlike anything this earth can offer you. And that is in the form of Jesus, who was God loving us so much. He gave up his cosmic throne, came as a man to walk with us, to prove his love to us, then took the sting out of death, died, ascended into heaven, so that love can be magnified through you, through me. So thank God there isn't just one God, Jesus, walking this earth. As a believer, as my client just was like, I'm all in. That's it. I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in. I want this. I want to be on a path of fully going from, what I think into what I believe. I'm all in. I want to now connect to a source that is greater than anything this world has to offer me. I'm in. And that is the only place that comes from is the perfect source of love. And that's through this Trinity. I mean, there's always this surround sound of love, no matter the circumstance. Okay, now I'm just extra repeating myself. So what else? I feel like time time. I'm going to close up soon. Yes. Yeah. Love is unconditional. This kind of love is unconditional. It isn't based on your behavior. It isn't based on anything you deserve or anything you've done. It's because of who love is in his perfection that then gets to like radiate and just, be within all of us so that it comes out through all of us. So Robin and Tammy, no matter what we're walking through, we can still exude this love. We can. There's a lot more to talk about. There's a lot of other little directions we can go in, but I just want to see if anyone else wants to type in and just, process this with me. I had no idea we were going here, but this is what it's like for me to follow the enormity of the power of love. Love directs me. And if I feel that it's not love, if it's not life-giving, if it's just a human message that's just motivated by fear of not having a message or fear of, well, this is like a typical system in which one should function in, I feel like my love source shuts it down and says, if it isn't motivated by love, close your mouth. If it's motivated by anything else, it has to be motivated by love, Tara. That's where we are today. So this message was motivated by love. And I didn't have to have a script and I didn't know where we were going with it. It is what it is. He says jump. Love says jump. I say how high because I love to be loved and I love to love. So I'm in that like, let's go it. Let's go it. Let's go it. I just created a whole new statement. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's love. What would it be like? Oh, come on. What would it be like if we all showed up, no matter the circumstances, exuding love? Talk about transformational. Okay, so love is closing my mouth. Yeah. I love it. Love. Anything else before I close this up? It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun interacting with y'all this way. Just doing a little, just interacting and just, this is experiential. This is experiencing love. You don't need more of me. I just want more of love to just exude through my words and my being. And even when I'm not present, I want like love just to be kind of the ripple effect. So that's it. I'm going to go. I feel like it's a good time to go. It's funny because my old self wants to keep saying, I hope this blessed you. I hope you felt good. No, I know that anytime love is in this space, that only good comes from it. So I'm going to go. I appreciate you all. And until next time, love ya.